Welcome back. Another episode, Focus Daily TV. Here on Focus Daily TV, we speak about biblical prophecy and we reveal the truth behind biblical prophecy and how it applies to right here in America, specifically to the Afro Americans, biblically known as Israel, Jerusalem, the people of God. During the late 1800s, new amendments began being added to the agreed upon charter or constitution in order for the foreigners to place themselves in the position that they sought to be in. They sought to get rid of our existence through these amendments. Yesterday we spoke of the 13th Amendment and how that basically criminalized us as a people. Today we'll be getting into the 14th, which was the resurrection it was them resurrecting themselves into our position, allowing foreign entities to claim citizenship in this land when the charter wasn't designed specifically with that in mind. But we're going to let the video do the talking. We're going to get straight into it. Hit that like button, subscribe, support the channel, hashtag Focus Daily TV. Let's go.
The 14th Amendment is central to our modern legal landscape. Decisions in cases like Brown v. Board of Education, Bush v. Gore, and the now overturned Roe v. Wade all have a legal basis in the 14th Amendment. So how can a single constitutional amendment apply to so much consequential legal precedent? Well, like a lot of things, it's a matter of who's doing the interpreting. Ratified in 1868, the 14th Amendment was one of three Reconstruction-era constitutional additions aimed at abolishing.
So they was reconstructing the charter by us as a people not following and adhering to the laws of God, the biblical word, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We found ourselves in a position where we were being replaced by foreign forces. And through the 13th Amendment, they crucified us. They criminalized us. And then they brought in this 14th Amendment, which resurrected themselves into our position.
Slavery and establishing legal and civil rights to formally enslave Black Americans. Divided into 5 sections.
Okay. Black means dead within law. We're not black. Another thing that began to happen was a reclassification of people and the initiation of the color of law. The true black people was the foreigner. They were nothing under the law. They came over here as slaves and criminals, but slowly but surely began to, if you will, whitewash the situation and place themselves into our position. So when they speak of the slaves that were freed, they're speaking of the foreign entities.
Section 1's language has been central to issues beyond slavery, including desegregation, voting rights, abortion rights, LGBTQ protections, and beyond. First, there's the Citizenship Clause, which establishes all who are born or naturalized in the U.S. as citizens. In practice, this nullified the notorious 1857 Dred Scott v. Stanford decision, which had excluded the enslaved, formerly enslaved, and their descendants from enjoying basic constitutional rights and protections. So how does that all play into today's politics? Look no further than former President Donald Trump, who as recently as 2019 argued for an end to birthright citizenship. The constitutional amendment applied to so much consequence.
Excuse me. So once again, through the 13th Amendment, we were criminalized. Through the 14th Amendment, they resurrected themselves into our position and began to claim themselves as the true citizens of this land and erased the history of the people who this land actually belonged to. Later in the early 1900s, a whole Holocaust began, whether it be the Black Summer, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and things of that nature. They began to systematically exterminate the remaining people from the original charter that they designed. Let's go.
Sequential legal precedent. Well, like a lot of things, it's a matter of who's doing the interpreting. Ratified in 1868, the 14th Amendment was one of 3 Reconstruction-era constitutional additions aimed at abolishing slavery and establishing legal and civil rights to formerly enslaved Black Americans. Divided into 5 sections, Section 1...
See, they like to place pictures of Afro-Americans up there to confuse the uninitiated. But in actuality, the Afro-Americans were the natives of this land, were the so-called Indians, which they're later reclassified to Negro, Black, African Americans. They've had many classifications, all except for who we truly are, the children of God.
One's language has been central to issues beyond slavery, including desegregation, voting rights, abortion rights, LGBTQ protections, and beyond. First, there's the Citizenship Clause, which establishes all who are born or naturalized in the U.S. as citizens. In practice, this nullified the notorious 1857 Dred Scott v. Stanford decision, which had excluded the enslaved, formerly enslaved, and their...
Now, ultimately, this led to reclassification, registration, social security numbers, and birth certificates, and things that I speak about so much on this channel. Ultimately, that led the indigenous native people to registering to be aboard this citizenship, when in actualities, they were the citizens that were allowed to conduct business, and we were the owners of the land. Once again, they crucified us and resurrected themselves into our position, placing them over the land and us as the citizens aboard this citizenship.
Their descendants from enjoying basic constitutional rights and protections. So how does that all play into today's politics? Look no further than...
The Bible said that we wanted to be like them and live like them. And that was our era, trying to emulate the foreign entities instead of following the word of God as we were bound to do through covenant.
Than former President Donald Trump, who as recently as 2019 argued for an end to birthright citizenship as protected by the 14th Amendment.
Hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrant children are made automatic citizens every year because of this crazy policy.
Next, the Privileges and Immunities Clause, which provides that states can't make or...
Because of this crazy policy called the 14th Amendment. Here on Focus Daily TV, we like to keep it short and sweet and straight to the point. What I'm trying to do is introduce this information, so hopefully you'll go out there and do a little research for yourself and get caught up. Study to show yourself approved. But until next time, hit that like button, support the channel, hashtag Focus Daily TV. We out.